Felicity Huffman pleads guilty in college admissions scheme. Support the news. Desperate. The Emmy-winning actress, 56, could face prison time after she admitted to participating in the nationwide scam, in which authorities say parents bribed coaches, rigged entrance exams, or both to game the admissions system. Huffman pleaded guilty in federal court to paying an admissions consultant $15,000 to have a proctor correct her older daughter's answers on the SAT. She also she arrived at court holding the hand of her brother Moore Huffman Jr. and did not say anything to journalists. In court, she stood with her hands clasped in front of her and responded, "Yes." Sentencing was set for September 13. Prosecutors are. Huffman apologized in a statement last month and said she will accept the consequences. She said she betrayed this. Investigators have said Macy, 69, was with her when admissions consultant Rick Singer explained how he could arrange for the cheating because he controlled a test center. Both Huffman and California businessman Devin Sloan also pleaded guilty Monday to paying $250,000 in bribes to get his son into the University of Southern California as a fake water polo recruit. Authorities say he gave a total of $250,000 to Singer's sham charity and the USC women's athletic program to have his son designated as a water polo recruit even though he didn't play the sport. Officials say Sloan even bought athletic gear online and worked with a graphic designer to create a bogus photo of his son playing the sport for the teen's application. Huffman and Sloan are among 14 parents who agreed to plead guilty in the biggest admissions scandal ever prosecuted in the U.S., known as Operation. The parents are accused of paying Singer to bribe coaches in exchange for helping their children get into schools as fake athletic recruits. Singer, also Huffman, was among the stars of the popular ABC series Desperate. Experts differ on whether Huffman's swift acceptance of responsibility will leave her with an acting career. After Huffman agreed to plead guilty, Netflix officials said a film starring her, Otherhood, would not be released as planned in April and a new date would be determined. A limited series. Some parents have decided to fight the charges. They include fellow actress and her fashion designer husband, Massimo Giannulli, who have pleaded not guilty to paying $500,000 in bribes to get their daughters into the University of Southern California as crew recruits even though neither of them is a rower. Laughlin and Giannulli, who are also charged with money laundering conspiracy, have not publicly commented on the allegations. Singer has pleaded guilty to charges including racketeering conspiracy. He began working. Baker's bill would let judges consider factors beyond the charges a defendant faces as he or she weighs whether the person is a community risk. It also mandates. The reforms aim to improve the foster care process and increase staffing in the state's overburdened Department of Children and Families. Matthew Borges was convicted of first-degree murder in the killing and beheading of a Lawrence High School classmate in a dispute over a girl. Republic. Richard Neal defends. The Democratic presidential candidate says she's declining an invitation from Fox News to participate in a televised town hall. The motion comes in opposition to a lawsuit, led by the Suffolk and Middlesex district attorneys, which seeks to bar federal immigration officials from making arrests in courthouses in the state. MBTA police say the men attack occurred at the North Quincy station at about midnight Friday, just hours after the Boston Bruins beat the Carolina Hurricanes in the first game of the Eastern Conference Final. O'Rourke discussed why he thinks he's well positioned to be president. At a restaurant in Hampton, Biden pitched himself as a Democratic unifier against President Trump, saying that he is the right candidate to restore this country to what he argues were better times. A cold drizzle this morning will be followed by clearing late today or overnight.
Raindrop, truck top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah. Looking